In 1996-97, when I worked alongside Jeffrey Leedke, the focus quickly became Tripura Sundari. And we did not address Sarvamnaya in its depth. It was neither possible nor was timely. And I also needed some type of confirmation from our friend of his seriousness. I knew him not for too long. And some of you who know me for many years, you also should know that I am not so eager to reveal all my practices. You have to prove that you are worthy of learning these things. Not to me. I don't need anything, money or name support, but I need the dedication to this paramparā that we struggle so dearly to conserve. So that is the reason why we did not discuss everything there. It was neither timely nor possible for the project. But what I can tell you decisively is the three different traditions of Trika. The pure Trika tradition, you have to go read in conservation of Trika Sadbhava, Tantra Sadbhava type texts conserved in Nepal, number one. These are the pure Trika traditions that we are crediting today as a misnomer to only Kashmir, because I agree with you that like Somananda, Vasugupta, Kallata, Jayaratha, Abhinavagupta, Kshemaraja, all these are Kashmiri through and through. But there is very little evidence to tell you that those original agamas were actually composed in Kashmir. Abhinavagupta himself migrated, his grandfather, I think, from outside of Kashmir. And so many of the agamas were brought to Kashmir and to elsewhere the same way. So the origin story, I don't want to go too much. But then I told you the other forms. I mean, how different are other forms? If you have the paramparā, and apara in the exact order, with the exact mantra, in the lengthy mantra of 42 letters, if there are 2 or 3 letters variations, would you still consider that valid paramparā? And not like somebody made up, but in the original agamas? I mean, it would be idiotic to reject that, right? So you will find that one or two letter modifications and kept the Trika alive in the tradition of Kubjika. And the same goes also in the Sri Vidya manuals. So when Trika is kept separate, you will have to consult texts like Chinchini Mata, and then you will find in the southern Amnaya or Dakshina Amnaya, Purva Amnaya. And then in the Dakshina Amnaya, you will have Tripura Sundari, and then the Urdhva Amnaya will be very different. But then when you integrate these Vidyas in the Paschima Amnaya, then Trika you will find in Paschima Amnaya. But when you integrate this Vidya in Urdhva Amnaya, then with this slight mantra variation, just a couple of phonemes difference, you will find integrated within Sri Vidya tradition. In Nepal, we call that integration samashti. Everybody who knows Nepalese Tantra knows the word samashti. So this is like a samashti vyashti. There's a separation, integration. So tantrics were so comfortable in blending. Now that is why this Faulkner's theory of cognitive blending attracted me so much. So these paramparas are decisively alive, and many of the sadhakas here who feel so uncomfortable even to talk this much. I think this much is okay to share. I hope you approve of speaking this much, because we have been very shy to speak to outside community too. Thank you so much. Not just Trika Triad. In the Samashti, what we do is there is one Amnaya deities we worship, and then we can do samashti, integrate that with the other Amnaya deity there.
Yeah.
We dissolve, like in the Sri Yantra, for example, if you have deities in the 16 petal lotus worshipped, and then we do the samashti of bringing them back to the 8 petals. And then, so it's a involution type would be samashti, and evolution type would be vyasti.
Okay. And in that process is included, among other mantras, the mantras of the triad, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. My own vision was that, according to what I followed in Banaras, my gurus there in the university taught me philosophies, all the tantric philosophies and other philosophies. But as soon as issues of practice came, you know, it is very common to go to Guru's house and enjoy the lunch and the dinners there. And that culture was very much alive. And only in those private settings, I was exposed to rituals. I personally will never go showing all our rituals to the public. I will share among the initiates. I will encourage people to come to be initiates, because there is nothing wrong. It's not like a magic show, like a PC Sarkar or whatever is coming and you pay like $1,000 and then, you know, rupees, and you go and just watch a little freak show. We are not freak show people. We are not doing some magic here. We are doing life transforming engineering here. We can give you transformed experiences here. And for that, you have to be willing to practice. And we don't need anything from you. Keep your money, okay? Because first of all, people are worried if this guru is going to ask for some money. They love their money more than their life. You know, just keep it. We don't need it. And so, but have some respect for our tradition, for our gurus. And you don't need to show respect to me. I'm nobody in this whole chain. So this is my attitude. And what to promote is philosophy. Why? Because this is a public discourse. Nepal's paramparā incorporates all. That is the way I have been trained by so many gurus, not just my fancy. And that is the way I have read in Agamas. That is the way I have been handed down these manuals, Puja Paddhati. So but then give me your manual, let me check and verify. No, I'm not going to give you. No, I mean, among sadhakas, we can share. But for the anthropology, I'm talking about, you want to do a little field work and then see, you know, I'm not your monkey. I don't dance the way you like me to. You know, I'm the king of my territory. You know, Sarva Samrajya, Sarva Meda, Mahavisheka, Sarva Adhikara. What does that mean? We write paramparā. In Kashmir, they have the tradition of writing Rajanaka, the kings. And we in Nepal, you know, after Purnabhisheka, we are authorized to write paramparā. You know, in Nepal, this is not just for the kings. We are the kings of our tantric domain, of our spirituality. And we don't need to throw our pearls for those who do not know what it is. Those rituals were never meant to be practiced in isolation, and those philosophies were never meant to be done in isolation. They were trained hand by hand, and somehow, somewhere, we were unable to maintain it. You know, sometimes education gets low, and then also we are conservative in the family ties, like only my children can learn these things. And what if your child is not brilliant? And then the paramparā, you know, traditions get weak. We have to be open to all the people without any restriction, if they have sincerity. Thank you.